What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? Welcome to The Joint. It's Wednesday, the 8th of December. The Joint is sponsored by Liquid I.V. I love this stuff. If you're having a boozy holiday season and you need more hair of the dog in the morning, get yourself some Liquid I.V. Adding a stick with Liquid I.V. to 16 ounces of water, you shake it up, it'll hydrate you faster and more efficiently than water alone. Let me tell you something, man. When you eat edibles, it dehydrates you. Okay, that's where Liquid I.V. comes in for reals. It's healthier than those sugary sports drinks, no artificial flavors and preservatives. I love the tangerine. It's made with clean ingredients, non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. Let me ask you a question. You ever go to Vegas and get fucking hammered? In the morning, you could wake up in Vegas and order downstairs, and they'll come and give you an IV to your room to get your tip-top magoo. After I drank like one or two of these at the gym, I realized it was the same thing. They're supporting frontline workers, Liquid I.V. Liquid I.V. has donated to hospitals, food banks, and veterans. 11 million servings donated and counting. But besides that, it's a great product. What I do is I drink my pre-drink, then I fill up another big container. I add the Liquid I.V. and I take that to the gym and I'm drinking from it as I'm working out. Let me tell you something, my soreness has disappeared. So what I'm gonna do is this, just for your listeners of The Joint only, grab your favorite Liquid I.V. nationwide at Walmart or get it delivered like I do. Get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com, use code Joey. So let's say you wanna drink a lot, Liquid I.V. will bail you out. I'm going to send one of these to Bert Kreischer. Let's say you work out a lot. Liquid I.V. will help you so you won't get that sore and dehydrated while you're working out. I love it. So do me a favor. Go to liquidiv.com right now. Use promo code Joey at checkout, and Liquid I.V. will take care of you. It's a great drink. I love the tangerine, and I really dig the passion fruit. So give them both a shot. If you like the passion fruit, give that a shot too. But Liquid I.V. is tremendous. From the heart of Jersey, The Joint is also brought to you by CBD Lion. You know what I like about CBD Lion? They're always growing. I talked to the guy yesterday, my man Andy over there. They're making a CBD gummy with melatonin and delta nut. That's what's going on down there with CBD Lion. Let me tell you something. CBD Lion has been great to me for about 3 to 4 years now, and they're going to be great to you too. This is the way you start off the new year. You ready? The best product, get the tincture, the 1,500 milligram tincture. Start that January 1st and make your 2022 even better than what it's going to be. They got bath balls, they got cream, they got the icy cream, they got gummy bears, they got the reefer you could smoke. However you want to get CBD into your system, CBD Lion will help you. Go to cbdlion.com. Read the third-party lab results, and whatever you order, I'm going to get you 20% off, plus free shipping to your house. No getting it at the gas station, none of that mumbo-jumbo. cbdlion.com, pressing code Joey, Joey, and get 20% off your order. The Joint is also brought to you by DraftKings. Listen, you all need some extra scratch before the motherfucking holidays. Of course you do. And DraftKings is here to make sure you have a green Christmas in more ways than one. We got UFC this week. You got college football. You got college basketball, you got NBA, and you got the NFL, and you're still sitting there looking around going, how come I'm not winning any fucking dough? New customers can bet $1 on any team to score, and you can win $100 in free bets. It's that simple. You're always a winner with just 1 point scored. I love DraftKings. Last night I had the under. I also, Monday night, I also had fucking Buffalo. I thought Buffalo would cover the 3, but I was wrong, but I still went on the under. They got a social network. They got live dealers for you guys that like to play poker, blackjack, baccarat. Go to sportsbook.com right now. If the sportsbook's not available in your state, DraftKings also has a DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports Contest. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes. This is fucking insane. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. You can withdraw your cash whenever you want. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now, today. Use promo code Joey. Throw down $1 on any team to score and win $100 in free bets. If they score, you score with promo code Joey this week on DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. You got to be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Colorado. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit with $1 wager required. One per customer only. Don't fuck with me. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Now, if you got a gambling problem, go take care of it. 1-800-GAMBLER. We all got problems. But if you're ready to rock, let's head over to DraftKings, download the app, and let's win some motherfucking Geetus. All right, let's get this party started. Tip, top, Magoo.
Hey, how you doing? Come on in. Yeah, Joey's in the back.
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint.
What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? It's Monday, December the 8th. I'm a little discombobulated today. Don't get fucking married sometimes. Huh? Yeah. Don't get married, guys, because it's a fucking beauty from time to time, but it's a beautiful day to be alive, man. Our guest today is Jimmy Florentine. We're going to talk about his new comedy special that's getting released on Monday. You know, I moved here last fucking year, and I've become friends with Jimmy, and I'm a big fan of his in more ways than one. Jimmy Florentine's a single dad, you know. He has his kid a couple days a week. That's something I could never do in my life. When I see what Jimmy does, and he's got to deal with an ex-wife, which is very tough, 2 families, it takes a lot away from me. When I look at Jimmy, I think about my family when I was younger. Not my family today, but I think about my ex-wife and my ex-daughter, because she is my ex-daughter. Why am I going to say daughter for? But it's just really funny how it's a hard combination. It's hard. It was hard for me to be married and to do comedy. Somebody's always suffering. You know, I'm always missing a gig, or my wife is missing me on a Sunday or a Friday or a Thursday. Somebody always fucking suffering. Now think of having like a divorce. Like for me, guys, listen, when I got separated, I can handle the little stuff. But once I was separated for 4 years and I realized how much work went into it, calling back and forth, fucking going back and forth with attorneys. If you ever had to deal with an attorney, you know that's a fucking nightmare also. I don't wish it on anybody. But once the divorce is over and you get your child and you make dates to get your, that's a fucking nightmare too. Because now you're stuck with those things. You know, every week, like you either have your child Monday through Wednesday or Wednesday through fucking Sunday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you can't work on those days when you have a child unless you have a fucking huge family. I didn't have those. I didn't have a huge family or anybody to fucking help. So for me, when I see like Jim Florentine or Josh Wolf, you know, Josh Wolf, for years, I was doing comedy in the early 2000s. Josh was one of my best friends, and I sat there as he couldn't do anything. You know, he couldn't go on the road like I did. He could do spots during the week and stuff like that, but he was busy raising a family. And I would see what the sacrifices he would fucking make every week. And I had so much respect for Josh. You know, even till today, I love Josh Wolf with all my fucking heart because I know what he sacrificed. He raised 3 kids, 2 that wasn't his, and at the same time did comedy. At the same time sold, you know, made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with Yu's to deliver to keep his family, you know, fed. I look at somebody like Jimmy that gets concert tickets thrown at him because he worked on the metal show for all those years. He's on Ozzy's Boneyard. He's doing all these things to put a life together. And on top of that, you got to do fucking comedy. You got to have comedy in there and get on a plane and call and miss games. And you know what, man? He does it like it's second fucking nature. So I respect those guys with all my heart. You know what? I can never do it. At least I'm fucking honest. The first time I got to call my ex-wife and, not argue, but just talk about, because it always becomes a fucking argument. Just to call them up and say, listen, do you mind Thursday if you drop them off at 2 instead of 3? Oh my God, why? How come? I have plans. It's a fucking nightmare. Just being in that situation, if anybody's in that, anybody has a baby's mama, it's fucking rough. It's rough, man. I love my wife. I really do love my wife. We all love our wives. If you're a woman, you love your husband. I'm sure you want to kill them from time to time. I want to stab my wife once a week, whatever. But I'll tell you what, man, this is why I've held on to my wife for so long. I got to be honest with you. I was very picky. After my divorce, I got beat up so bad. If you've ever been to a fucking divorce, it's mind-boggling on you. Besides losing your furniture, losing your money, having to sleep on a floor for fucking a year or two to get back. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm always for your happiness. Sometimes we get married for fucking all the wrong reasons. We get married too quickly. It took me 9 years to marry poor fucking Terry. And I knew after 5 years that she was my wife. But it took me another 4 years to do it because it had fucking destroyed me so long. I was so fucking anti-marriage. I was anti-everything. One thing I don't like telling you guys, and like I said, the only way for me to make a podcast work is to come on here and lay everything on the fucking table. For me, that's the best way to make a podcast fucking work, is honesty. You could have lights. I could have people popping up here while I'm talking. I could have all these smoke and mirrors. But the only smoke and mirror you can't add to a podcast is fucking honesty, which a lot of people don't do. I remember before Mercy was born, maybe 3 months before she was born, I was at a restaurant called The Habit with my wife. I don't want to drink on mic for all these people's ears, These half of fucking fruitcakes will email me for a week now. You drank water in my ear. You busted my fucking earphone. For all you guys that think I got lice and shit, I don't have lice. I got a dry fucking forehead from the sun hitting it. I'm losing all my hair, so the sun hits it, so I get little fucking suntans on my bald scalp. If you look at my head from behind, it's just 3 or 4 hairs left. I'm just holding on for dear life. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if I look like Benjamin Franklin or whatever. I'm just telling you guys, when I scratch, I got no lice. It's just that fucking my head is itchy from having a dry scalp. I've used Head and Shoulders. That shit don't work. If you can see, I got no fucking dandruff. That's why I always wear something black, because I want to check out, does this fucking guy have dandruff? But no, I got a nice conditioner for my hair anyway. But, when I got separated and I went through that shit towards 1990, I said, this wasn't me. I'm not working towards anything. At least, I knew that. I knew I wanted to be her father, but I knew I'd never be her father like I wanted to. So all that shit with kids and stuff, I would have married you, but I don't want no fucking kids. But about 3 months before Mercy was born, we were at The Habit, and we were just talking about things, and I had something that was bothering me, and I looked at my wife, Terry, and I go, listen, Terry, I got burnt so bad by my first kid and my wife. I don't know. I mean, I can't believe I said this to my wife. I'm telling you guys so you know where my head was at. Even while she was pregnant, I was a little standoffish. I was like, well, I'm going to make her happy. But how happy am I going to be with a fucking kid? Do I want to go through this again? What if she doesn't like me after she has the kid? Is she going to yank her again? Am I going to be an 0 for 2 fucking dad? Is this going to be the fucking case? Am I just the fucking kiss of death with dads? So I said to her once, at the thing, I go, when this baby's born, I really want to keep it to a minimum. I want to be her father, but I don't know if I could deal with all that again. She got really upset, and she told me that night that she'd never expect me to say something like that. But that's what my head was at. I didn't mean it from my heart or anything. I've always loved fucking kids. I just didn't know that's how hard my first marriage was on me. That I didn't know how I was even gonna fucking handle it. But as soon as that child was born, I took a look at that child and I was like, fuck. I gotta strap a fucking pair on and be the best I could be. And look, she's about to be 9 in January, and I'm very proud of myself that I've kept it together, that I've been a good dad. I've actually read articles on how to parent, something that I thought was for fucking faggots. Who needs to read a book on parenting? I even read a book on that. I read a bunch of articles on being a father to a daughter, what to expect. I just wanted, I wanted the boundaries to be correctly. And I would have done the same thing if I would have had a boy. It wouldn't have mattered to me. I wanted to get away from that old parenting, how my mother fucking raised me with her parenting. She parented me okay. She did a good job, but not the best job. I wanted to do the best job. And I feel now that all that fear I had was getting married and all, it was just from getting blindsided on my divorce. But you know what? 9 years later, 21 years later, 9 years for my daughter, 21 years of us being together, and 12 years of us being our anniversary for being married, we're still here, and I'm doing great, and I'm a great dad, and I'm really fucking happy about that. I was a great husband the first time I got married, and I was a great dad. I just didn't have a fucking chance. The first time I got married, I wasn't ready. You're never fucking ready. That's why when people get married and they're 20, you're like, what the fuck are these knuckleheads doing? And some of them make it work. Me, it didn't work for me. It took 2 marriages for me to make it work, but I'm fucking happy. But when I see somebody like Jimmy that's doing such a great job with his son, he's doing comedy, he's parenting, he works, he's got a family, it just lets you know how proud I am of Jimmy and how let down I am by myself that I couldn't fucking do that, Trust me, I don't want to get divorced. I don't want to learn how to be a single dad. I don't want to do that. I couldn't handle it. But it's great to know that I got a second chance of being a dad, and I covered the fucking spread, So with that further fucking ado, I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. Smoking, you know what I'm saying? I'm off the fucking taper on Saturday. It all ends. I did a great job on it. No cheats. I'm tip-top motherfucking Magoo. What else can I say? Now it's time for Jimmy Florentine. Stay black. I love you, cocksuckers.
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint.
What's happening, Jimmy Florentine?
Going on?
Zooming from 6 houses away. Fuck it. We gotta watch the fucking COVID. What's happening?
It's that, and plus we both know we have no idea what we're doing technically, so
no,
it's just easier this way.
If I had to put 2 mics up and cameras and shit, it'd be all over but the shouting. It'd be like that Little Rascals when the soundboard blew up. With the dude with the afro and the hat kept going fucking tremendous. How are you today, my friend?
I'm good, man. Everything's
great
good.
Great game last night. Doubleheader. The kids played great. Championship. It's great to do things like that on a Monday night, just to do something different,
Yeah, my kid playing basketball. It's great. It's just great just watching your kids play. I know your daughter plays softball, too. It's fun just going to the games and hanging out as a parent.
Yeah, you go, you talk to the other parents. God fucking knows what they do. They lose their mind a little bit. But last night I had the night from fucking hell. So I leave you. I come home. My wife texts me. She says she's going to run a little late because the girls are still practicing. I go, no problem. I go in the kitchen. I get my chicken cutlets and my mashed potato. And I'm sitting at the kitchen table. And I hear meow, meow, meow. Meow. And I'm like, great, it's going to be all right. That's it. Great, it's going to be fine. I didn't know where the fuck she was. I thought she was under the dinner table where her bowl is. So I'm like, I didn't even look. I go to fucking put the dish in the sink, and I hear meowing. And I'm looking under the cabinets. I'm looking under the sink. I'm looking in the tea cabinets. I can't find this fucking cat. I opened up the refrigerator because I had a cat that went into the refrigerator once and was in there for like 2 hours meowing and shit. I'm sitting there and I'm hearing meow. I open up the refrigerator. He comes walking out like, how you doing? It was just a minute there. Fucking hilarious, this cat. So I open up the fucking 2 doors of the refrigerator, no cat. I open up the freezer, no cat. And I'm like, where the fuck is this cat? And I hear meow, meow. And I go behind the refrigerator and I see that there's a can of, he fucking fell. She's one of these nosy motherfuckers that likes to walk around, and she fell. So my wife wasn't home, so I had to pull the fucking refrigerator out by myself. I had to fucking pull it out like Tarzan, and then she wouldn't jump on the fucking counter. So I'm telling you, I had to go to the chiropractor this morning. Get her out on the counter. She's fucking meowing. I had to push the refrigerator back. What a fucking nightmare. It never ends at the Diaz residence, but I love it. That was my fucking night.
I know I got a text from you because you were going to come over and watch Monday Night Football. You're like, the cat's stuck behind the refrigerator. I'm probably going to have to pass.
You couldn't fucking believe that. Like, I just could not. About 20 minutes, I'm looking for this fucking cat. 20 minutes, I'm hearing meows. I'm thinking that fucking maybe I ate one too many edibles the night before. You know, you never fucking know, man. You never goddamn know. How was the game last night? I didn't even caught like 3 minutes of it.
It was a good game. I mean, they just, the Patriots only threw 3 passes the whole game. The quarterback was 2 for 3 for 16 yards, and they handed off like 47 times.
It was fucking freezing up there in Buffalo, New York.
And the wind was crazy, so it was tough to pass. And Belichick just said, we're just going to keep running it.
I got to tell you, I almost moved to Buffalo for a split second. I was thinking about Buffalo. Then I thought about the fucking winters, and I'm like, nah. That's real up there. And now, even this, everybody's complaining about social climate, it's changing. That shit never changes in Buffalo. If you like penguins, that's the fucking place to be. That's it. That shit gets cold up there.
If you've seen the movie Buffalo 66, you never want to move there.
It's a great movie when he goes home and shit. I love that movie. Where the fuck is Vincent Gallo? Did he just fucking get himself out of Hollywood or something?
I think so, because he didn't care. Like, he was doing a thing on his website where for like $5,000 or $10,000, I forget what the number was, he'll fly to another country and you could fuck him, like, for women. Like, if you want to fuck me, I'll come to France, but you got to give me a first-class ticket and like $10,000. It was on his website. He was advertising. I'm like, that's great.
That's tremendous.
I know.
No wonder that guy's not in the business no more. That's fucking.
I love that guy.
He was a great actor. He was a great writer. That guy was just one of those forces. But I don't think, people can't deal with that shit on a set for long.
He wasn't in Hollywood. Like, he went on Howard Stern and talked about Buffalo 66. And the stuff he was saying, he wished cancer on Roger Ebert. Remember Siskel and Ebert were the movie critics? They said it was like the Brown Bunny, that movie he made, was the worst movie ever in film history. He's like, I want cancer on you so bad. He's saying on the radio. He's saying Christina Ricci, all she did was eat pizzas on the set. We were over budget because all the food she was eating. It was just great. He was definitely not made for Hollywood.
No, some people are not, and he's definitely not. So I haven't seen him in years. Years I haven't seen that fucking dude. So yeah. I don't know what happened to him. I'll tell you who's gone. I didn't think he was gone. That fucking great little actor. He got canceled for beating up his girlfriend. And he denied it, whatever his name is, the crazy fucking guy that was in that movie with Brad Pitt with the tank. He used to, he grew up at the Comedy Store doing stand-up. His father was a biker. And they used to take him to the Comedy Store when he was like 7 or 8. Really good fucking actor. I forget. What's going on in your world, brother? Fuck the acting.
Yeah, not much, man. I got, a comedy special coming out. I'm excited. It took like 2.5 years to do. You work that material. And then when you're done with it, you're done with it. You dump it off and you start from scratch again.
It's crazy how the special industry works. When we were coming up in comedy, it was real hard to get a fucking special. You got like 2 specials a year. And then 5 years ago, everybody was doing fucking specials. And now Netflix is tighten their asshole. They're not going to hire anybody crazy, And so the alternative for people who don't know is sometimes to just shoot your own special, guys. It's at the end of the day, it's the best fucking thing you'll do. As long as you keep the cost low, your Hollywood agents will tell you that your special needs to cost $300,000 to $400,000. for you to sell it, and 9 out of 10 times you won't fucking sell it. So there you're stuck with this, and you told your mother to refinance the house because you had a lock, and now you're stuck with this special. And I'll tell you, the way to do it is maybe spend a couple grand, put it on YouTube, charge a couple dollars for it, and you'll be better off. You have peace of mind. Unless you're one of the big guys and they're going to tell you everything you do is fantastic. That we love that joke. You know, they tell you everything. Unless you're one of the big guys, you know. But the way to really go, to really blow up now, I'm just looking at what Shane did. Shane Gillis, just putting a special on YouTube and let the fucking pieces fall where they may. Get it monetized. You'll make a couple dollars. And let everybody see it, and you'll get 1 million people on there. You know, $5. People don't give a fuck. People know we're trying to put life together, so $5 ain't going to make nobody or break nobody, so it's good.
Yeah, you do, like, you know, put donations underneath. People will give you a donation just great. Because you put it out there for free. Everybody watches stuff on their phone anyway. It's better to own it, and you're going to get more views and eyes on your special if you put it for free on YouTube, whether behind the Amazon Prime paywall, which are like 3 of my stand-up specials are back there. You know, so I don't know how many people rent it or buy it, but for free on YouTube, you're going to get a lot more people watching it, and that's ultimately what you want. And if you shoot it low cost, like I did, got a good deal and done it, it's all good. And you want to own your stuff. You want to own your material, because you never know down the road if you could resell it, whatever. You know, royalties and all that other stuff. I know you had some problem with an old special. It's better, like, looking back, we didn't know at that time to own your stuff. You didn't have the balls to do it, but now it's like, why would you let anyone else own your stuff at all? There's no reason, unless you get Netflix and they go, hey, we're going to give you $5 million for a special. Of course, you go, no problem. You're going to give me $5 million. I'll come up with another hour of material.
Quick. For $5 million, I'll give you an hour and 2 weeks. I'll say shit you never fucking heard before. I'll speak in tongues. I'll kill a chicken. At this point, I don't give a fuck. But I really like what's going on right now. I really enjoy this. Even if I'm not doing comedy, I'm happy for the comic, because the comic doesn't need to depend on Hollywood anymore. You're seeing this. They don't even want us in Hollywood anymore, because one night we might go out and swap spit with a chubby chick, and then, you know, she's going to say it was sexual harassment. So half those people don't want to be in business with us anymore. So now we have to do everything from A to Z. And I'll tell you, I want to thank the pioneers that were, you know, Shane Gillis, people before that, Rich Voss, yourself. You know, you took matters into your own hands. Hollywood's not going to help you. I'm telling you, I love when people like, have you been on an audition lately? And they're like, nah. I'm like, have you stayed on your agent? Nah, I really don't call them. Well, what the fuck do you expect? That's why you only get 3 goddamn auditions a year. So you always got to be bothered. There's nothing like being in somebody else's hands to help you. And with comedy, you could just help yourself now, from shooting specials to doing podcasts. I was telling somebody, they're like, oh, I'm waiting for, I shot 30 podcasts, and I'm waiting for a network to pick you up. Well, you might as well wait till fucking San Gennaro's day, because nobody's going to pick you up. Just shoot it and put it out yourself on YouTube and cut the drama. These people think that everybody's going to rewrite the podcast. Oh, my podcast is going to be great. I'm going to have smoke and mirrors. Listen, people want to download and listen to fucking work. If you think they're sitting there watching you light fires and shit, they'll do that at night. They don't give a fuck. But the point is, comics have the world by the balls. You don't need nobody anymore.
It's great, man. Actually, Louis is the one who really started it.
Louis, yeah.
Charging $5 for a special that he shot at, like, the Beacon Theater. Just on my website, gives maybe $5. So, you know, I don't want you to steal it. You could just get, you know, please don't steal it. Just pay $5. And he really started that whole movement of just owning your thing and putting it out yourself. Like, I know Jim Brewer's got a new comedy special out. He's got it on his Patreon page, where if you're a Patreon member, you can watch it right now. So yeah, do it yourself and be your own boss. Like, at this point in our careers, like, why the fuck do we want to listen to anybody? You know, that's why we got into comedy, not to listen to anybody, not to have a boss, not to
have a day job, not to do
not to have a day job. So now we're at the point where you don't have to listen to anybody. It's fucking great.
You know, I'm just happy. I got ripped off a ton. We all did. You know, they pay you 5 cents a minute, you get your album, and then they fucking release it, and then they don't tell you where it's getting released, and they don't have accounting, and we don't get a dime. I got ripped off close to 10 times in my fucking life over stupidity that looking back now, I should have just shot it myself. I would have got more traction, and I would have had the main thing that you said. You own it, and you control it. Look at Motley Crue. They sold their fucking body of work last week for $135 million. You won't see those motherfuckers no more. The guy is almost dead. The guitarist, he's like Weekend at Bernie's. They just brought him with like a mask on. He don't even talk no more. They put his hand up. They picked his hand up. They put a check in there, and they fucking wheeled him away. I mean, you'll never see them anymore. That's it. They cashed in the check. If that chubby little singer fell off the stage a month ago before that $135 million, wait till you see him next time, dog. That dude's just going to fall in the hospital, and they're just going to fly him to Colombia and end it. That's all they need to do with him. Just put him in a hotel in Cartagena, give him some blow, give him some cocktails, and he's fucking done, little chubby singer.
It's amazing, though. A lot of the artists are doing that. Yeah, so they're going to get like $35 million apiece between the four guys. Why wouldn't you take that deal? You know, you don't want – a lot of these guys, the old artists are selling their catalog, you know, for whatever money, for millions or whatever, because they don't want their estate or their kids to be in this mess 10, 15 years from now when they're gone. Where all these companies, you know, the record labels screwing with them and like, forget it, it's going to be too much aggravation. They'd rather sell a catalog now for a lump sum. Dee Snider from Twisted Sister just did it. But Bob Dylan did it.
Bob Dylan did it. Stevie Nicks did it.
Yeah. Just so now there's no problem in the, you know, when they're dead and gone for their family members, whoever they want to set up, their kids. This is the money, and that's all you're getting. No more money's coming in because I sold all that, which makes it easier for them later on in life. So
yeah, it's really crazy with all the things that people are fucking doing now, especially comics, that where if you really want a job as a comic, you have the world by the balls. I know for a fact Brian Morton at the New York Comedy Club, when he got that job, the first thing he did was install cameras at the comedy club so comics could have their sets. That's very fucking big. Remember when somebody called you and said, "Hey, I'll hire you for the fucking Funny Bone in Virginia, but you got to have a set, a tape," and you're like, "I don't have a fucking," and then you got to make a tape, so you got to hire somebody for the small 50 to follow you around. He's a fucking pain in the ass. He smells like a billy goat. You got to put him in the back of the club. He's a fucking nightmare. He gets there late. So, and then he tapes, and then somebody, the set is rocking. You're seeing money, and all of a sudden some lady fucking heckles you, so now you got to tape a whole nother fucking set. Not with this. You just go to Brian Morton's 5 nights in a row, and you got yourself a 20-minute set by fucking Friday, and it's great. I think that's a fucking great idea. If I ever got into comedy again, I wrote the things that I would do differently, and I'd really like to tape every fucking set and watch it. I never did that. I couldn't stand
record them. It's tough looking at yourself.
Right. I can't stand the sound or the look of me. It disgusts me. So I want to do that again. I think that's a real way to really progress in your comedy fast. Like you get good fast by watching your tapes, rewriting. I didn't do that shit. I would watch the big tapes, but during the week, those are the tapes you need to watch when you're working on that material to see where your hand gestures go, things like that, you know, whatever.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, look, everybody, you know, at the New York Comedy Club, you could cut those clips up, put it on your Instagram, build a following like that. You put some funny clips out there, you know, and that's what the comics are doing. It's great that you could just promote yourself and don't have to worry about the industry. Comedy Central wants nothing to do with you. HBO
and you don't
Max.
want nothing to do with them.
Right.
On the other hand, you don't want nothing to do with Comedy Central. What are they going to do? Put you on South Park? What are they going to do now? They got nothing fucking left over there. They've been making bad fucking decisions for 20 years. Now they're left with nothing. Even Daniel Tosh abandoned ship. What are they left with? Crank Yankers? Right. Yeah, Crank Yankers.
Well,
what else?
They did bring that back. But,
yeah, they brought it back because they got nothing else. Thank God. Thank God. You get to make a little dough because they're being fucking lazy cocksuckers that they are. I mean, where would you shoot a special now with, right now in the next 2 years on Netflix, you're going to see comic specials that you never heard of. Yeah, they're going to have their Chappelles and their fucking Felipes and the Tom Segura's and all that, the Bert Kreisches. Obviously, they're doing a comedy festival in L.A. Myself and Jim have not been invited. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I wonder why.
I wonder why, you know. I never really, when they had it last year, they reached out and they were like, this is the number with the figure. Fuck you. I know what the figure is. You want to take 10 off the top? Nah, just so I could be in your festival. First off, last time I checked, it's my fucking festival. You know what I'm saying? This is the Joey Diaz fucking festival. And you guys are out with your fucking handout. Jim, it got to the point that I couldn't even deal with it anymore. Like the shit that they come up with, I'm like, I can't. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'd rather sit home and fucking rot to death than put up with these fucking communistic rules. Stand-up was for fucking gangsters that didn't want to do shit. That's what stand-up is about. Stand-up is for fucking Lenny Bruce. When I read that book, that was who the fuck I was. I wanted to sling dick, do coke, and do comedy. Things change. You can't do coke forever. You got a family, so then you got to move on. Do I still want to do stand-up? I don't fucking know right now, but I know I don't want to get in on a big situation ever again. I'm going to just do small things. I like small things. It's more intimate. I see these arenas. I've never seen anything good at a fucking arena. You know? Like, I've never felt great at an arena. I like theaters. I like intimate settings, you know. But for stand-ups, 200 seats is no money, you know. We got to expand our fucking horizons. But who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You excited about this special, buddy?
Yeah, I'm excited, man, because it's been a while. And, yeah, just getting rid of it. And I love working on a whole new set and starting from scratch.
I could
always
tell.
like that. Yeah. I'm out there. I'm going to this open mic. I'm going here. I'm going there. I'm just working on it and building, and it's starting to build, you know, little by little. But I like that. I need to be creative. I need to do something. I need to put something out there and just work the mind. I just can't do the same set over and over again and the same whatever. So to me, it motivates me.
It's tough to see a comic 1 year and then you go see him 18 months later and he does the same material. It drives me crazy. And then they'll complain to you after the show, nothing's happening for me. What you got? You still got that fucking violin joke from 20 fucking years ago. That's not helping your cause, guy. You got to switch it up a little bit. People see that. You have to stay. I mean, for me, I got like 90 days with a fucking joke. And then I got to do something with it. I can't keep going up there saying the same fucking joke. You add a tag, say it backwards. That's how I do it. And then you get more stuff when you change the joke up anyway.
Yeah.
But that shit of keeping your material like it's a museum, I can't do that.
No, I get bored with it, and the crowd can sense you're bored with it because you're not giving it the same delivery you did in the beginning. And I could tell all of a sudden it slowly stops working. You know, the jokes are working really well. So it's like, all right, I got to put them on the shelf for a while.
Well, that's where music comes up. Like, we go see Ozzy Osbourne tomorrow. He's going to do Paranoid. He's going to do War Pigs. The gift that those guys have is making that song sound like it's the first time they're playing it. And that's the same gift that we have as comics, that you got to go out there. It's fucking mind-boggling when you see a comic destroy, even improvise, and then you come back and see him 2 nights later, and he's doing the exact same material, the improvise. He sold me that this was the first time he said this joke. It's fucking brilliant, you know? So there's a way of doing it, but after a while, when you say that joke over and over, you lose enthusiasm over it. You just, you know, really lose it, so.
And the audience doesn't really want to hear the same material twice, like unlike a band where they only want to hear, they'll go to the bathroom on the new song off the Van Halen record. They're like, I don't want to hear this. I don't know this. That's when they'll go get a beer. As a comic, they hear the same set, like, oh, I already know those jokes. Yeah, I heard them already. Which is good and bad for us. It makes us work harder, you know, but then again, you know, a band knows they can play Madison Square Garden, Journey, and play 15 of their hits, and every song is going to go over. They already know that going in.
Yeah, I can't, as a comic myself, before I got into, I always tell people I never really saw live comedy, which I wasn't. I wasn't a fan of live comedy. I wasn't a fan of anything. I was a fan of doing coke and watching bands and getting my dick sucked. I was never a fan of nothing. And a buddy of mine won tickets for that comic from Boston, like, you know, maybe a year before I got locked up. And I went to see him. And he was funny. I laughed my ass off. And I remember 3 years later going to see him again. He bought tickets this time because he was a big fan. I forget the guy's name. And the guy did the exact same fucking material. And as I was walking out with him, his name is Manny. He lives in Point Pleasant. As I was walking out with him, I even looked at him. I go, that was not good. And he goes, no, he was great. I go, he did the same jokes as 3 years ago. At that time, I had no comedy knowledge whatsoever. I didn't know what was going on in comedy. But I said to him, I go, if I ever was a comic, I wouldn't do the same material. Like, I just knew it even then, before I got into comedy. It bothered me, so I just moved on. Where'd you shoot the special? That was the Connecticut one?
Yeah, Fairfield, Connecticut, at the Fairfield Theater.
You got the bus, you got all the boys in the bus drinking, farting.
Yeah, we had a party bus go up, like 30 of my friends and family and stuff, took the bus up there. Don Jameson opened up, warmed up the crowd, did a great job. And yeah, 30 animals from my town, you know, took the bus up there. I made them sure they came to the early show. You know, I did 2 shows in one night. Come because they're going to be drunk, so come to the 7 o'clock show. I don't want you guys at the 9 o'clock because you're going to be yelling. You'll be the one heckling my family and friends and drunk. Like already, my nephew was sleeping during my set. He drank so much. He was out cold. He goes, I remember the first 10 minutes that I fell asleep in my chair. And that was at like, 7:40 when I went on.
Jesus.
So I knew just, bring them the early show. But it's good because they always want to come. They've seen me a million times, my family and friends. So I just pick special occasions for them to come out and come see me. So that was usually they'll come to the tapings if they're in the area, if I don't do it down in Florida or something like that. But the last couple specials been around the area, so they've come.
I love it that you put together a crew of fucking your best buddies. They got a keg, and you went up there 4 hours. You had to call them because there was traffic. I was still fucking sick, or I would have gone up with those savages just to see the inside and smell the inside of that bus.
Well, the one guy, my one friend Tony, brought a milk jug, an empty milk jug to piss in on the bus because he knew he was going to be drinking a lot of beer, and there was no bathroom on the bus. So he's like, I'm prepared. I got my empty jug if I got to go, because he didn't want the bus driver to stop. And then one of my nephew Mike's friends had a piss, and Tony made him do it in the jug in the bus in front of everybody.
I'm surprised they even brought the fucking jug and didn't just piss on the fucking floor. My friends would have just pissed on the fucking floor. Those were the worst days of my life, I got to tell you. When I would come home and I had a group of friends that were buck wild and they come to the shows. And one night they came to Rascals in whatever the fuck, the main one, not the Shore.
West Orange.
And one of my buddies got so hammered on a Quaalude, he just fell at the bar. He was under the chair and shit. We couldn't find him for like 10 minutes. Like, where is he? We had to go behind there where he was standing and look, and he was down on the couch. That was constantly. They embarrassed me at New York, at Stand Up New York, maybe 20 years ago. The whole crew came, and 2 of my friends came that were undercover cops, and they had their badges on their thing, and they were laying on the bar, and you could see how coked up they were. They were fucking jawing, Jimmy. Like jawing, fucking white rings on their nose. And I go to the bathroom, and I come out, and the guy's got his hand on his waist, and you could see the gun and the badge. And I'm like, dog, you can't let these guys know you're a cop. Look at the fucking shape of you. And he's like, wow. I'm like, put the fucking gun away, give me the badge. And and as I was leaving, the guy from Stand Up New York goes, hey, your friends are always welcome here. I'm like, sure they are. Look at the fucking shape of them. I would beg them, don't do coke at the club. I would be like the 5th one up, and they would do coke, and then they'd start talking. And by the time I got up there, they would be yelling and shit. I can't do it. I can't. They don't show up anymore. Thank God they stopped that shit.
You always have to remind them, say, listen, this is my work. I'm bringing you my work. Please behave. They don't get it, though. They don't think it's work for some reason. Like, if I showed up at your work and started causing problems and doing shots and screaming, everybody walking by yelling at them, wouldn't you be like, what are you doing? That's what you're doing. You're doing my special. My one friend, Tony, Tony. I knew where they were sitting, the whole row. We gave them like the 3rd row, my whole family. So going over security detail before the show, I said, all right, there's going to be a guy sitting in that 3rd row right over here. He's going to be a problem, but leave him alone. He'll be fine. He's just happy. He might yell a couple things out, but so just don't kick him out because he's a friend of mine, but he's definitely going to be a problem. And then my manager, Tommy, goes up and says, hey, we're filming a comedy special here tonight. I just want to let you guys know I appreciate it. Please don't heckle when Jim's on stage. We're filming this and all this stuff. He goes, if you have anything you want to just yell out, just yell it out now and get it out of your system. So my friend Tony yells to my manager, Tommy, show me your tits.
People will never understand the mentality of the Jersey rat.
No.
You'll never really. I'm a Jersey rat. You could live, like, I get it, but if I brought somebody in here from, like, Chicago and they saw my friends in action and shit like that, it wouldn't be a fun situation. And I don't get embarrassed with my friends. I just don't bring nobody around them. That's it. When they're around, I want them around by themselves to their own. I can't mix and match with people.
No, because you don't want to censor them. Like, this is who they are. I'm not going to tell them, hey, behave. But so you just know, you pick your spots where you
How
can
can
bring
you
them around.
censor your friends anyway?
No, you don't.
That's the most ridiculous thing in the world. I could never censor my friends. I could act, like, again, I love these Jersey rats. And my gift growing up was to feed the rats. What does that mean? To get them going. If I knew somebody who fucking went off when he did blow and drank, I would take him to the bar, feed him Coke, and feed him shots every 2 fucking minutes because I couldn't wait for him to go off. That was what my night was based of, him going off. I have a friend, Roger Holloway. God bless his soul. He's been dead a year. I didn't even get this when I've been back a year and a half. Didn't even get to see him before he died, but when I went out with him, I knew he loved Coke, and I knew that people would say, hey, slow it down with him. Fuck you. I'm going to double up with him. I was going to buy him a half gram. Now I'm going to buy him a gram so he could have even more, so he could motherfuck all of yous all goddamn night. I remember the first time I went to your basement, you walked me out. You're like, hey, man, I hope those guys didn't offend you. And I was like, listen, you made my day, because I thought all those type of people were dead.
I know, that's what
if it was up to the United States, all of us would be dead. Anybody who speaks that way would be dead. This is the direction we're going. I mean, I don't know if a lot of comics, I don't know if you saw this, and it doesn't, when you hear it, it doesn't bother you or affect you. But if you're a fucking rough comic, it should. Fucking, they asked Andrew Schultz not to do a theater because they said he was dirty. If they think Andrew Schultz is dirty, they're going to put me under the fucking jail. I mean, Jim, this is something to think about that I've been thinking about since I saw that. I go, Massey Theater canceled him. This is going to be a trend pretty soon.
So he did after?
They don't want us to talk like we do. Every time Rogan says something, a doctor, invertment, it's the front page of Yahoo, and it's like they say that you did something. I spoke about on the podcast the other day that I haven't read anything else about it, they were going after Jeff Garlin for if Jeff Garlin is offensive, I better fucking hang myself right now.
I know, right?
So what these people are going for now is just that, and I tell you, everybody's like sitting tight, listen, wait for the holidays to pass. After the holidays, it's going to be a motherfucker, the shit that they're going to drop on us. Look what de Blasio dropped on us yesterday. And that's for New York. That's it. You might as well fucking stab that in the heart. Now I can't even bring 5 and 11-year-olds to a fucking thing in New York City. Yeah, everybody's got to be vaccinated. All private companies. And I'm sure the guy that replaces him, Eric, whatever his fucking name is, will change that mandate when he takes office. But you think about that. That's not good, guys. That's going to stick the fucking fork in New York right there.
No, I know. A lot of people from Jersey bring their kids in. They go to dinner, they go to a show or something like that. I can't even bring my kid in to come to the comedy club because he won't be allowed in. He's 11 years old, starting in like another week or so. It's insane what you're doing to these businesses and stuff, So, yeah, just, Joe says something. Joe has a doctor on that doesn't agree with CNN, and the next day it's all news. They just take these little quotes and go crazy over it. It really is insane. I know they're trying to control it and they can. And then you got Trump who's going to start his own like Twitter. It's going to start up in like a month or two where you can go on there and say whatever you want basically. And they're already freaking out over it. They're trying to see how they could shut it down.
I got to be honest with you, I kind of miss Trump. I kind of miss him, even though I didn't vote for him, even though I'm not a political guy. This shit that's going on now, like, I'm not a political guy. I just look at Biden, and I know that's a mistake. And Pamela Harris, she's fucking garbage. She's hot garbage. All she could do is flip her fucking hair up. She's hot fucking garbage. And now, I tell you, when Trump fucking raised his hand and threw Alec Baldwin under the bus, that was the happiest day of my life because I fucking hated Baldwin doing Trump. That shit wasn't funny at fucking all. It wasn't funny at all. And those poor bastards kept bringing it to the table like it was going to kill America. The only people who liked that impersonation were people who didn't like Trump. I'm a fan of impersonations, but a bad impersonation is a bad impersonation. I fucking loved it when Trump raised his hand and said, lock him up. He's got mental health issues. To me, that was fucking the best day of my life for fucking Trump.
Meanwhile, all those guys were all friends with Trump, that De Niro and all these guys, Alec Baldwin, they're all New Yorkers. They all hung out with him, Jay-Z. Trump was the man until he ran. And then all of a sudden they turned on him. And now Alec Baldwin's just embarrassing with him and his wife on Instagram going, I love you, honey, no matter what. You support me. You got my back. I don't care what happens to my career. I just know I have you. You're a fucking 65-year-old man groveling on Instagram to your wife. How about you say that to her fucking face? Nobody needs to hear that. You're 65 years old. I see how you talk to your wife, Terry. You say, hey, if I wasn't Terry, I wouldn't be around. You don't put that on fucking Instagram. I just want to let you know, Terry. You tell her right to her. But this is a fucking 65-year-old. That's all I need. Now today they're kissing in a picture. Alec Baldwin and his wife. Like, what are you trying to do?
Hollywood has become so fucking pukey.
9 days after that woman died, after he shot her on set, they're posting a picture of them as a family in Halloween costumes. Alec Baldwin, his wife, and his kids all in Halloween costumes. Like, what are you doing?
The fucking mental health that Hollywood does to you. When I didn't even watch the whole fucking thing with Stephanopoulos, whatever his fucking name is. All I had to do was watch 3 minutes of it, and then I watched segments of him going, I didn't pull the trigger. He's fucking crying on TV. I didn't even watch. I didn't pay attention to it. I woke up the next day and Pierce Morgan is goofing on him. Everybody's fucking goofing on him that he's a fake. And I'm like, you know what, guys? Why does this shock you? They're fucking actors. All of them. All of them are actors. They know how to try to win you over with bullshit. For Alec Baldwin, that bullshit didn't fucking work the other day. People saw through that. Hollywood is just a puke fucking place now. You look at it and you're like, what the fuck happened? Harvey Weinstein, this, that. And then you got fucking Alec Baldwin saying shit about George Clooney and what the fuck does George Clooney know about a fucking gun? I don't know. I just don't know anymore. You see him coming a fucking mile away, and it's just not for me no more.
No, you always say that. I'm so happy to be out of that lifestyle. When there's shit going on in LA and Hollywood and all that stuff, you're like, I'm just so happy I'm not involved in that anymore. I don't even care.
Come on, man. What they did to comics during the pandemic, and now people won't give those comics specials, even though they got vindicated, even though the comics are fucking decent people, and that was a time ago. I told you the other day, I go, Jim, I'm fucking embarrassed to say this on any podcast because I've been lying to people, obviously, because I told them it's not like that. America does not want to give you a second chance anymore. There's no more second chances. There used to be second chances in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, a couple of them in the 80s, Michael Vick in the 90s. But I got to be honest with you. Look at a guy like me now. And I knew this when I became a comedian. It was the reason I became a comic, Jimmy, that I'm not going to be able to ever get a job. I got to pee in a bottle, and I got a fucking police record. Hey, I brought it upon myself. I'm not sitting here whining or whatever. But what happens to the guy that does go to jail for 15 years? He made a mistake. He comes out and he wants to go looking for a job. Nobody's going to hire this guy.
You're right. Absolutely. I know. They don't give you a second chance.
No.
Someone was just bitching Mel Gibson's going to direct Lethal Weapon 5, I guess, and some big director or a producer in Hollywood just wrote a whole piece for like, I don't know, maybe it was the New York Times or something about how could you hire this guy? He hates Jews and this is ridiculous that you're going to hire him to direct that movie. The Mel Gibson paid his price. He went away for like fucking 5 years in the middle of his career when that shit went down, you know, back a cop car and all that stuff. So it's like the guy paid, so he can't come back. You know, that was 20 years ago. You're still going to hold that against him. He was drunk and he said some shit in the back of a cop car.
And I'm going to tell you something. That's like somebody calling me a bigot. And it fucking infuriates me when people don't see it for what it is. Let me tell you something about Mel Gibson. And this is, again, the first time I've said this on a podcast. I got the pleasure to work with a guy named Dean something twice. I worked with him on the boxing movie with De Niro, and I worked with him on The Longest Yard. His name is Dean something. And it's not hard to find. He's like the third name on the credits. He's a big shot. The guy's a big, old Australian guy. You know the type, Jimmy. He likes to have a good time, drink a couple beers and shit. Well, let me tell you what that dude had the honor of doing. He won the Oscar for Dances with Wolves for being the cinematographer. But why I fell in love with him is because he's the real cinematographer for fucking Mad Max and The First Road Warrior. The Road Warrior. This guy, Dean Strickland, or whatever his name is. What is it?
Simler.
What is it?
Semler. Simler.
Yeah.
Simler.
Dean Simler. This motherfucker every day would talk to Mel Gibson on the phone. Every day. When we were shooting The Longest Yard, at some part of the day, him and Mel, there's people that we all talk to. One person, two people, or your brother Dan, whatever. And you say things. You say Cuban jokes. You say Puerto Rican jokes. You say Jew jokes. You say Polak jokes, whatever. I know for a fact every day Dean would come up to me on the phone and he'd go, hey, you want to hear this joke? And it would be what you'd call today a tasteless joke, but it would be a funny joke to me, you know, like, you know, Jesus came out of Central Park and there were two Catholics and a fucking rabbi, and the two Catholics were like, look at Jesus. He'll throw a blessing on us. Jesus, come here, throw a blessing on me. My wife has cancer. My mother has cancer. Jesus like, yeah, you know, here's a blessing on you. Jesus, I'm a bishop. My foot hurts. Here's a blessing. And the Jews like, Jesus, don't touch me. I'm on disability. Like those type of jokes, right? They don't hurt nobody. They're simple, stupid street jokes. If you judge somebody on one of those street jokes, you have a fucking problem. That's what him and used to do every day. Mel Gibson, to tell stupid fucking jokes. And I know that for a fact that the chick from Hannibal stuck up for him, you know, whatever her name is, Jodie Foster, stuck up for him, and she's as Jewish as can be.
Yeah.
So they're getting the whole fucking thing wrong. But back to your point, yeah, you can't, they don't want you to have a second chance anymore. They do not want it at all. I saw the petitions from Mike Vick after he came back and proved himself and went to therapy. And I was a little upset with Michael Vick too. Those are fucking dogs. But I learned how to give somebody a second chance because society gave me a second chance. But that's not happening anymore.
And he's also been an upstanding citizen since he's gone out. Michael Vick, he hasn't gotten in any trouble, nothing. You know, you always think that maybe he's going to do something again, but he hasn't. You know, when he's on he's doing like NFL Today or something like that. I saw him on as like a guest analyst or something, or a pregame thing. So, you know, thank God. Believe me, if that happened today with the thing he did with the dogs, you would never hear from him again. He'd have to go in hiding. And never come back. There's no way a team would sign him after that.
No. I saw something last night. The kid who played Superfly, the little young brother, has over 30 sexual assaults. Fucking Superfly went freaky, huh? 30 sexual assaults since he shot fucking Superfly. You excited about this special, brother?
I'm excited a lot. Yeah,
I can tell
definitely am.
you've been putting some hard work into it. I know it's going to be fucking great. What's the name of it?
It's called Bite the Bullet. It's on YouTube, my YouTube page, youtube.com/Jim Florentine Comedy. Comes out Monday, December 13th. It'll be available.
Fucking
Just go to
perfect.
Jim Florentine Comedy on YouTube, and it's there.
And you got the terrorizing telemarketers. I saw something yesterday. I listened to one of the clips last week. It was fucking hysterical. It was.
Oh, yeah, you heard a new one.
Oh, my God. I was fucking dying the other day at the house. I love all that torturing people shit. That's right up my fucking alley. And then you're at the St. Louis Funny Bone this weekend, correct?
This weekend, yeah.
Friday and Saturday.
Friday, Thursday through Sunday, actually, December 9th through the 12th.
Holy shit. That's a long fucking week. Miami's got to buy.
You know, sometimes there's a few clubs around the country I'll do 4 days. The Funny Bone in St. Louis, I love that place. I've been doing it for years. Matt, the manager, is amazing. Side Splitters in Tampa, BT, it's one of the best clubs in the country. The guy in the Funny Stop in Cuyahoga Falls, Pete. There's a few that I will do because I like these guys that much.
Well, man, I'll be looking forward for Monday. I'll see you. No, I won't even see you Sunday for football. Holy shit.
Yeah, Miami has a bye this week. But
I'm on my own this fucking weekend. You'll be in St. Louis. Your brother's in fucking Aruba. I'm all alone here in fucking freezing New Jersey. But, hey, man, thank you for taking the time. I know you got a big day today. You got to move around. You got an Ozzy Osbourne, Ozzy's Boneyard probably coming up this week. So thank you for taking the time, Jim.
I appreciate that, Joey. Thanks.
All right. Have a great day, and I'll bump into you later, hopefully.
All right, great. Thanks.
Stay black, brother. What up? I hope you enjoy Jimmy. He's a great fucking dude. I love him with all my heart. Please do me a favor. If you're in the St. Louis area this weekend, stop by Funny Bone and say hello. Bring him he don't smoke reefer, but bring him a fucking album or bring him a Led Zeppelin t-shirt or whatever, even if it's used. He don't give a fuck. And then Monday, his special comes out. He's a good dude. He's one of my closest friends. I'm very tight with his family. His family's one of the best families I've been around. And it's a Florentine motherfucking crime family. I love them to death. I love you guys too. Thank you very much for watching the show this week. Thank you for fucking giving me all the negative reviews on drinking water in your microphone. I'm not going to do it no more. I'm just going to live here like an African and be fucking dehydrated and shit and talk to you motherfuckers. But I love you guys. Thank you very much for watching this weekend. Thank you very much for having my back. Stay black. I'll see you motherfuckers Monday. Tip-top motherfucking Magoo. All right, I want to thank Jimmy Florentine, but most importantly, I want to thank you guys for getting the party started. The joint is brought to you by Liquid I.V. Listen, I love IVs. I don't like sticking a needle in my arm because I don't like fucking needles. So this is the perfect product for you. Let me tell you something about Liquid I.V. I know you're going to booze this season. When you wake up in the morning, you want some of the hair of the dog, don't you? Fuck that. Get yourself some Liquid I.V. You add 1 stick of Liquid I.V. to 16 ounces of water, and it'll hydrate you faster and efficiently than water alone. I love the Liquid I.V. Like I said, I get a pre-drink before I go to the gym, and then I put 1 package in 16 ounces. I put 2 for like 30 ounces for like, the gym, and I drink it while I'm at the gym. Let me tell you something. It's healthier than those sugary sports drinks. There's no artificial flavors or preservatives, and it's got less sugar than an apple. They're tremendous. And let me tell you something. I feel just as good when I'm leaving the gym as I walk in there because I'm hydrated. I never knew that. So do me a favor. Get some Liquid I.V. They're supporting frontline workers to stay healthy. Liquid I.V. has donated to hospitals, food banks, and veterans. 11 million servings donated and counting. It's made with clean ingredients, non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. I got you covered, guys. This is tremendous. This is the way to start your new year off. So the listeners of the joint, grab your favorite Liquid I.V. flavors nationwide at Walmart, or get them delivered like I do. To get 25% off when you get it, go to liquidiv.com and use promo code Joey at checkout. So again, go to liquidiv.com, promo code Joey at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order. Get better hydration today using promo code Joey at Liquid IV. The joint is brought to you by CBD Lion. The best, the goods. I've been with them for 3-4 years, 2 surgeries. You know, I'm an old fucking man. I go to jiu-jitsu. I got to tape up my knees. But listen, whether you go with the tape, the kinesiology tape, the bath ball, the cream, the gummies, if you smoke the reefer, they'll put it into your lungs. They'll put it into your body one way or another. So do me a favor. Go to CBDLion.com and look at the third-party lab results. You're going to freak out. This ain't no gas station guy. This ain't no Swami from Salami. This is Uncle Joey coming to you direct with some CBD Lion. Pressing code Joey and get 20% off your first order delivered right to your motherfucking house, all right? Who's better than CBD Lion? Nobody. CBD Lion, code Joey. And the joint is brought to you by DraftKings, one of my favorite companies ever. Listen, I love them with all my heart. I trust them. They're safe, secure, and reliable. You can draw your money whenever you want, and they're the number one sports book around. They're major partners with NFL, NBA, UFC. DraftKings is here to make sure you have a green Christmas. New customers can bet $1 on any team to score and $100 in free bets. It's that simple. You'll be a winner with just 1 point scored. I love DraftKings for multiple reasons, but most importantly, I got great lines, and I have fun when I gamble, and they have a social network, so we could fucking have a tete-a-tete on there. Now, if Sportsbook isn't available in your state, DraftKings won't leave you empty-handed. Everyone can play huge cash prizes all season long with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports Contest. DraftKings has given all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes for their first deposit. So do me a favor. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Right now, use promo code Joey, Joey. Throw down $1 on any team to score 1 point, and you win $100 in free bets. If they score, you score with promo code Joey this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. Now, you got to be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Colorado, West Virginia. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit, $1 wager. 1 per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Now, if you got a gambling problem, I want you to take a little breather. Call 1-800-GAMBLE. But if not, let's get this fucking party started, Jack, and let's win some money. Santa needs some fucking Geeters. You need Geeters. Mama needs Geeters. DraftKings.com/Joey. I want to thank DraftKings. I want to thank CBD Lion. I want to thank Liquid IV for having my back this week. But most importantly, I want to thank you fucking savages and Jim Florentine. I love you. Have a great weekend. Stay black. And I'll be back Monday, tip-top, Magoo.